Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome to Shakti's Gift. I'm your host, Marigol Era, Ayurvedic wellness coach, creative force, and unschooling mother. For the past 4 years, I've been living my daily life according to Ayurvedic principles. Ayurveda, which means the science of life in Sanskrit, is a traditional system of medicine with roots in ancient India. It emphasizes a holistic approach to health by balancing the body, mind, and soul. It utilizes natural remedy, dietary guidelines, and lifestyle practices to promote well being and prevent illness. I just want to be real clear with you guys. I'm not a doctor and I'm not a psychologist, but I am very passionate about this human experience and I'm all about being as sovereign as possible in our health. In this podcast, we will not only talk about Ayurveda, we will also meet a lot of wonderful people who are driven by the Shakti's gift of creativity, transformational force, and feminine power. So you'll be in contact with a lot of amazing beings who are doing the work, they show up, even if it's freaking hard, and they evolve. Because that's what we do. Our human life is ever changing. It is our nature to birth and bury new ideas and projects and to follow the seasons of our lives. So I invite you to grab yourself something to drink, get yourself comfortable, and let's dive deep into Shakti's gift. Hello, my beautiful beings. Welcome to Shakti's Gift. Today, I want to talk about womanhood, femininity, feminine energy, all of that. It's a subject that is very near and dear to my heart, and it has been for a very, very long time. Yesterday, I was just thinking about my own journey through motherhood and womanhood and my relationship with feminine energy. And when I was very young, the teaching that I had around womanhood and feminine energy was that women were victims and that men were, bad and abusive and dangerous. And the effect that it was for me to have this kind of narrative pulled on me was that I've started to try to be tough and put an armor on to protect myself from those bad men, right? So I just had no idea what it meant to be a girl, to be a woman. I felt like I just didn't understand it. And then I got my period. I was 12 and I got my period, and the first reaction, I will remember that my whole life. Like my mother, she was actually happy for me, and she organized like a little restaurant event with all my grandmother and my aunt and my friends that were having their period as well, and we just celebrated it, and it was sweet. It was a little awkward because it wasn't really part of my family culture to celebrate, womanhood, but it was very sweet. And on the other side, as I said, it was like dangerous to be a woman, And so I had this celebration when I had my period, and I was also forced to go on the pill so that I don't get pregnant. And so I got on the pill very early on in this woman journey. And it's only like very later on, like a lot of years later, that I've realized that there was something else. And yeah, so I was working in this health food store. So I was like surrounded by people that were believing in natural healing, natural health, eating better, all of that. And they kind of opened my eyes around the pill and what did it mean to take that and to deal with that in my own body every month. And when I understood what it was, I just just stopped doing it. I just like I just like decided to stop it. And then my body went through a lot of weird change. Very weird changes. I wasn't suspecting that it was gonna happen, but I started to gain weight. I started to have like acne, and my hormones were very crazy. It took a while to balance this out. But then at this point, my relationship with my femininity changed because I needed to understand my cycle better. And I'll just like move forward like a few years after that, when I was traveling in California, and I met this guy and I got pregnant, and my relationship to my femininity at this point just changed again in a different way, very different. So before I got pregnant, my relationship to femininity, feminine power, it was, how would I say that? It was, mm, mm. Yeah, my relationship to femininity and um feminine energy before I got pregnant was more of like the Cindy Lauper kind of version of like girls want to have fun. And yeah, that was it. That was it. Like sexual fun, friend fun, traveling fun, everything was around having fun and like creating that movement. And then I got pregnant, and something very different happened in my soul, in my body for sure. I mean, like, you're growing a baby, so of course your body is changing, but in my soul, my relationship to my feminine power, um felt like I felt invincible. That's the word. I felt like I could move anything. Like, I felt so strong when I was carrying this little baby, this little being, in my belly. And I felt, yeah, amazing, very strong, and very aligned. And that's the moment where it made more sense to be surrounded by other women, because before that, I've always like feared women. um I had this judgment of them, um that that it was difficult, that it was they were bitching around, and that, yeah, I had a lot of trouble being like in a relationship with women in general, with as friends. I had this one friend that is still my friend to this day. And that was it. I never had like a group of women that were like together. Well, it happened a little bit in like when I was in high school, but the minute I just we went to college, it's just like went away. um so yeah, so I've never really been in a group of women that are supportive to of one another, and I've always like fantasized about that, but it felt like it wasn't for me for some reason. But when I got pregnant, like, it was, well, I was lucky because I was the first in my whole family to get pregnant, in this next generation. And so I'm very grateful because I had like a lot of attention and a lot of help. My aunt were supporting me, my cousins, my sister, um my grandmother a lot. Like, she acted as a mother for me. um like, so much love, so much support, so much help, like, they were always like inviting me to eat with them so I didn't have to cook, and they were always like taking my baby, and I was like, yes, take it, not in a I don't want to be with this baby, but like, it was, my intuition was so freaking strong, and deep down I just knew that I couldn't do that by myself, even though I chose to be a single parent. And it was clear from start that I was going to raise this kid by myself. But then when I was with my family, I was never by myself. Like, well, not never. Like, I mean, I was sleeping by myself and I had like my apartment, and but like the community was very helpful. And so I was always, yeah, invited to supper or to lunch, or you want me to babysit, or you want to go do your grocery and leave the kid here and we'll take care of it, take care of her. So yeah, so it was freeing. It was so freeing. It's like the best time in my life, having this little baby and being surrounded by all of those people, and everything everything was coming from my intuition. Like, I've never opened a book. I've never, like, I was like channeling the divine mother. I was like, it was so special. It was so magnificent to be in this experience with my kid and to be there to help her to evolve and to get to know this little being, and to follow the natural rhythm of us together. And so I've decided to co-sleep with her, and I've decided not to have her in diapers when she was very young. And I made all of those choices not from principle but from intuition, which is very different. It's so different. Like, it's not coming from up here, it's coming like from the womb space. It's coming like down there. You just know what you have to do. And I was I was living in even though I had like this great community around me, like people were not necessarily aligned with the way that I was doing motherhood, right? Because it was like different, and differences can sometimes be triggering for people, and I get that. It's confronting to see people do stuff that you've done in a very different manner. I get that. And and so I had like a lot of comments around like me sleeping with my baby, that I was gonna kill her, or that it was unsanitary to put her like without a diaper, and all of that. I had like all of those judgment coming. Even at the beginning, people were like asking me and telling me that I should get an abortion because I was going to do that by myself and it was going to be too hard and everything. And I know those comments, they come from a caring space. They wanted me to be good, to be well, and so they kind of want to protect me. But when you tap into this intuition, this divine feminine intuition, nothing will stop you. I'll tell you, nothing will stop you. And so when people were telling me to get an abortion, I was like, you know I'm not going to do that, first of all, because I just know, I know deep down inside of me that I need to keep this baby. This is what I know. And I know it sounds crazy because I have no house, I have no job, I have no husband, I have nothing. And still, my intuition was that strong, telling me, you need to keep this baby. And I'm freaking glad I did. And when I was near my family, because I was in California when I got pregnant, and so when I came home, and everybody, like, they were supportive, and I think they were like that because I was so strong, and I didn't have any fear. I wasn't scared, at all. And I was fascinated by my belly, by my body, my breasts that were getting bigger, and my belly that was like inflating, and to see this little being having the hiccup, inside my belly, and to get to know her energy, or like the way she was inside of me. And she was like so so peaceful, so freaking peaceful. And I'm a very fiery person, like as you can tell, like I'm such a fiery person, but this being was very calm somehow, so deep, so yeah, calm, peaceful. There was like something around this being, like kind of a white aura, like something very almost like angelical around this being, it was very amazing. And I don't know if it felt like everybody around me were also tapping into their own intuition, and it was amazing. It was just amazing. The whole birth experience, everything. And then I came back with her, and it was just like us, together, like heart to heart, skin to skin, getting to know each other, getting to know her, and following the natural rhythm. And I felt so blessed to have this experience, to be able to not work and to be able to stay with this kid day in, day out, and to sleep whenever she was sleeping, and to eat whenever she was eating, and to just like um create this moment where we're in this symbiotic fusion. And where I am there to nurture her and to support her and to create something for her that will just like hmm, that would just like support her whole being, you know? And mm, I had so much fun. I had so much fun doing this. It was liberating. And I was like, my whole life I had this weird relationship with my body where I felt like I was too fat, or I was too this or too that, or I was like, like there was always something, I was always like on a diet or trying to lose weight or trying to be more this or more that, and not feeling comfortable in my body. And then I got this experience where my body is like literally a vessel to create another being, and everything just changed in this relationship with my body. I was like, my body is so freaking powerful. Like, no joke, no joke. I'm creating a freaking being inside my freaking belly, And it was just clear that I would never take shit around my body the way it looks, because I knew that my body was freaking powerful, you know? And somehow I lost all the weight of this pregnancy in like 2 weeks. And I got like super slim, because I feel like when you're in this connection with the divine, like you don't have time, you don't have space to put the weight on, and you don't have this, you don't need it. And so I just lost all the weight, and I was like moving around, going to my grandmother and to my aunt and to my sister and to my father's house, and I was just like moving around because that's what I love to do. And I was doing that with my little girl, and she was sleeping a lot, and it was just like so easy, you know and fun somehow, um so the way I explained this experience for me was like this spiritual awakening of like the divine mother coming through me. It's not because I am a certain way. It's just like it felt like I was like attracting this thing that was like pouring down on me, this divine mother energy. And that experience that experience just like repaired a lot of my relationship with the feminine energy. And the divine mother is only one face of this feminine energy, but having a difficult relationship with my own mother as I was growing up, and never being able to repair this relationship as she passed away when I was 17. This experience of becoming a mother and understanding what it means to be a mother and to be in contact with this divine mother, it was very freeing. A lot of healing went through this experience. It's so funny because I didn't think I was going to go there today, but I feel like this just had to be said. So, so yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that. This is my experience with the divine mother energy. Um yeah. Yeah. So let me know, you guys. Are you a mother? Did you have this kind of experience with feminine energy? Not necessarily in the mother energy, but there was like so many other faces of the feminine energy. I know that for me, it was through Divine Mother that I just like it activated something for me. And I'm curious about you. Like, what is your relationship to your femininity? What is your relationship to this feminine energy? Even if you're a man and you're watching this, like you have this Shakti inside of you. We all have it. And where did it start for you, this relationship with divine feminine energy? How did it start for you? Let me know in the comments. If you have any question, feel free to ask me. And I'll see you in the next one. I'm sending you much love and much light, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate that you're here with me. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share this episode with people you think might benefit from it. If you need support with your lifestyle and well being, feel free to reach out to me. It will be my pleasure to help you with an Ayurvedic consultation. You can go to my website, marigolera.com, to book a session with me. Remember, in the wisdom of Ayurveda, self care is not a luxury, but a sacred responsibility and a journey of nurturing oneself to foster holistic well being. I wish you an amazing rest of your day. Much love to you, and I'll see you in the next episode.